Hey everybody, welcome to the Badlands of St. George, Utah. So the big surprise is revealed today. We have in front of us today Minitstop's 2009 Yamaha WR250R. And we are so excited. This bike is the next bike in a series of bike builds that we're doing. And after weeks and months of collaboration, we've finally come to agreement on kind of what we want to do to this bike to build it into a reasonable trail bike that anybody would be able to build for themselves. So most of you know this bike has a pretty long history. There's a lot of people in the motorcycling community that have this bike and love it. I think there's Kalani's got one. Kurt's got another one in Hawaii where he lives. I believe there's is it Motonosity that's got one, and also Motonosity and Moto Tripping that both have this bike, and it's a great trail bike. There's some features about this bike that make it awesome for dual sport riding. One is that it's got a fuel injected engine, and so you can go through large changes in elevation, and the fuel injection should take pretty good care of that. The other thing is it's got a pretty bulletproof motor. I mean, it's got a pretty good solid motor. The only downfall to these bikes in my mind in terms of reliability is that it has two titanium intake valves, which if you have enough ride time on them, they will eventually wear out, where the stainless steel ones don't. But it does allow the motor to rev pretty good, and I can see why they would use them. The other thing is it does have a fairly decent suspension to start with. It's not like motocross style suspension, but it's inverted front forks, and it's got adjustability for compression and rebound. They're open chamber design, which is good. The interesting thing about it is this is Yamaha's own design of suspension, so it's not like a KYB or a Showa or WP suspension. It's its own Soki brand. So as a result, there's only a few places that will actually work on them and modify them. But some of the things that we plan to do on this bike is we're going to completely tear down this motor. Now, you've heard of the Athena 290 kit. There's also a Thumper Racing kit that's really well known and common. But Minitstop is very familiar with the 290 kit, and he likes it. He trusts it, and so that's what he's chosen to do is to put a 290 big bore kit on this bike. Now, that's great, but we wanted to see what we could do to take it one step farther. And so Hot Rods has actually come out with a stroker crank kit for this bike. And it increases the stroke by 3 millimeters, which effectively turns this bike into about like a 309 or something like that. So we're just going to, that may be off, but we're just going to call it a 309 kit, which means we'll go with the 290 Athena kit for the piston and the cylinder, and we'll use the 3 millimeter overstroke on the crankshaft, which means we're going to have to completely disassemble this bike down to the bare bones to do that. The other thing is we're going to do some suspension work on this on both the front and the rear, and we're going to take it apart and show you guys how to do it. But the biggest thing is we're going to figure out the spring rates and the valving on this bike to make it an awesome trail bike. Now, when I say awesome trail bike, I mean this is different than the kind of riding that Kurt normally does. Most of his riding when he's at home is on the island of Maui, where they're really tight technical trails with roots and wet ground, and you tend to need more of a soft suspension for that. But where we're at out here in this beautiful open country, it's different. There's a lot of rocks, a lot of hard impacts, and the speeds are much faster. As a result of that, you have to change the suspension to be able to accommodate those loads. So that's some of the stuff that we're going to do, and you'll kind of, you might have some opinions on other ideas. If you do, post them in the comments below and let us know. But these are some of the major things we want to do with this bike, and then we're going to have a huge reveal at some future point on how this turns out. So we want to invite you all to come over to my channel so that you can watch the process of rebuilding this bike, and we hope to see you soon. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and come along for the ride. Congratulations, Minitstop. We're going to have a new bike for you, dude.